Good morning. My name is Bernard Otuola. I am a partner on Africa Fashion League, and my partner here is Adekbayo Ilupeju. And we are here solely because we want to tell the world about Africa Fashion League. We are happy to have you, and we are willing to answer your questions to give the world a clearer picture of what Africa Fashion League is all about.
So yeah, what is Africa Fashion League? Africa Fashion League, as the name implies, Africa. We are interested in fashion across Africa. Yes, of course, there's that misunderstanding of the word fashion. For most of us, we used to think it's just about apparels alone, but it goes deeper. There's photography, there's modeling, and all sorts. Is just to showcase African fashion to the world. And that's African fashion businesses, really, to inspire African fashion businesses to grow, to inspire more people to join African fashion business. And what bettered it? They thought that we spend trillions of naira buying fairly used that we call thrift today. We spend thousands to buy pieces because they are carrying big names. And if you look at our collections individually, you'll find out that most of what we have in our collection are foreign brands. I mean, think about trillions of naira going out there to Asia, to North America, to Europe. And then we cry every day. Africa is suffering. Africa, there's poverty. But we actually spend this money. But we send it to other countries. So Africa Fashion League aims to encourage our people, to even empower them so that we will eradicate poverty, we will eradicate youth restiveness, and also just create a whole lot of value for ourselves and then make ourselves look good to the world as against where you're thinking Africa is backward. Let's think of how it all started. I can tell that virtually everybody who is listening or probably going to be reading about this later, every single person has been disappointed by a tailor at one point or the other. And so if you take it from there, I've had a tailor sew for me in 30 minutes. I had an event in Ibadan. I didn't prepare. I got to Ibadan and I got material. So they made an apparel for me in 30 minutes. Yes, certain elements may not be there, fixtures of accessories and all of those things may not be there, but we got results in 30 minutes. I was well dressed. In fact, the drummers also welcomed me to the event. So it means that whatever is happening with these guys is always a function of their ability to maximize the use of their time. But it's never difficult for them to do whatever they choose to do. So that's what bettered it. We know that it is possible to create an apparel in 90 minutes. And so we want to test people, we want to challenge people. Bring it on. Let's make it happen. Basically, you must have had some level of experience in fashion designing, or let me still say tailoring. Tailoring and fashion designing are kind of interwoven. You understand? We use them interchangeably, but a tailor often may not necessarily be a fashion designer. But the output at the end of the day, we usually have the same kind of outputs. Maybe one is more touche than the other. So criteria for entry is you must know how to sew, is a basic. And once you have that, you must also have a social media account. If you don't already have, you can get somebody to create for you. And so then you need to have pictures of what you've done. We're expecting each participant to submit 5 pictures. And what's the process of submission? Very simple. either on Facebook. In fact, if you don't like Facebook, you decide to use Twitter, you can look for Africa Fashion League on Twitter. Put your you put the pictures and tag at Africa Fashion League, and then put AFL 90 minutes challenge. Once you have this, you encourage people to like, share, and vote for you. At the end of our shortlisting period, we're going to look for the candidates with the highest number of likes. And then, of course, when you see so many likes, it means that people love what you have put there. At the end of that, you'll be invited. We have a chat. After our chat, the D-Day arrives. We give you materials. You might have practiced ahead of coming because you know you've got limited time to show up. So we give you limited time, which is 90 minutes. You will be allowed to cut your materials within these 90 minutes. You can come with your template. You can just come with your skill set. And then the sewing pool is there for you. Scissors are there, chalks are there. Most of the things that you are going to need to deliver within that 90 minutes will be made available. And that's it. No age restriction. And when I say no age restriction, I mean people from above 16 years of age can participate. You know, why we would not say maybe we want to do 16 to 35, for instance. We are not being bound by a sponsor at this particular time. And I have seen people 70-year-olds who have just gone to fashion school and they are coming out. Some people think fashion is the next exit. And if you really look at it, if you look at how we have been doing in recent times, anybody can be a part of the fashion industry. So yes, no age restriction. We just don't want underage to be a part of the project. No, should I say, don't let me go to that part. We're not talking gender basic, but male are allowed, females are also allowed. It's not directed to specific gender. But outcomes, the in terms of support, we know there's been quite a large support for gender related issues. And so if any brand is thinking of supporting based on gender, yes, they can pick a category and they will decide that this is how we want this gender to run. It could be male, so they want to look at the best male designer, or you want to look at the best female designer. But that will be subject to negotiations based on sponsorship. At the finals, our target is to have 24 designers at the final. There's just the online stage, and the second stage is the finals. Once we do our selection from online, you're going straight to the finals. Yes, 24 from online, but well, it's going to be really tedious because it's going to be people's choices, not our choices. They can come from as far as Zamfara. I remember the last edition we had people from Edo, we have from Ondo, we had from Ekiti and Osun, plus people from Lagos as well. That's they travel down to participate. Yes, it's just a couple of hours really. Really, that's a very brilliant question. When the project started, we attempted to run across Africa, but for logistic reasons, I remember some African countries didn't have good internet. That was what we had in 2020. Some people had to be dropped because of internet connectivity. Yes, things are getting better, but we would also have to re-strategize to be able to capture it from that perspective. But for now, the plan is to run Nigeria, perfect Nigeria, then we'll probably do country by country rather than try to lump everybody together through internet. The internet is still very weak in Africa. And so from my experience, It's better that we take it one place at a time. At the moment, we do not have specific names, but let's pick names from the past. Kola Kudus had been our judge. Kola Kudus, that's Kola Kudus of Kola Kudus Couture, is the current president of Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria. Um, Adebayo Jones. Adebayo Jones is a renowned global fashion designer. He resides in the UK, but he plays like everywhere in the world. Of course, we also have fashion brand managers. We've had Vivian Odofin, who is a global fashion brand manager, and he cuts across different brands across the world. Um, we had one of our past winners, Tabernacle Emmanuel, who actually runs a school at the moment. And so it's the same process we're going to adopt. We're going to take somebody from the fashion designing industry, that's somebody who is actually versatile in design and understands. We're also going to take fashion buyers, people who love fashion so much, and they can tell when you have designed something that is defective. So I think that answers it. We're picking first, second, third, really. And then we're also leaving room for, should I call it, consolatory winners. People that somehow you can see that they've done exceptionally well, but for some reason they can't beat the time. But naturally somebody has to win, really. So, but we're thinking that after these major three people, we usually leave it open for viewers or anyone who is around to say, I would like to give something to this person because we see the enthusiasm that they have put and actually what they have delivered. I remember one episode that we had, the organizers and the judges almost had issues because from the organizers' perspective, of course, we were not judging, but from our perspective, certain individuals had designed something that wowed us, and we just felt this should be the winner. So we had an argument about that. But to cover that, there were people that we had to just give extra on the side, which was not exactly part of the plan. So yes, it's open to give more prizes as against our usual three prizes. Okay, so for the first, while it may not be fixed because we're still looking at opportunities to see sponsors, our basic prizes we have industrial sewing machines, which is like a basic. If you're trying to upscale your fashion design business, you want to run with modern equipment. So we have something that is in between the modernized and then the old school. So if you are migrating, you can easily get into that. So industrial sewing machines. Another thing that tailors usually need or designers need are interlocking machines or overlocking machines, sorry. And so we're going to provide that for the second person. We're going to provide industrial pressing irons. We're going to provide French curves. And hopefully we're also going to provide actually funds because we're going to be sponsoring somebody to go for an advanced course which will enable them actually do better. There are issues of plagiarism. And so how to beat plagiarism is to take some of these courses that we're going to be sponsoring them to. Yes, of course, Nigerian schools that we know that have been really, really good, we're going to be sending them to these schools. Also, which is the cap of it all, the most important part is mentorship. We have a few mentors who are industry players, but we also are looking at industry or business mentors, people who are going to put their eyes on what you're doing to ensure that you're not just doing it for fun's sake, but you're doing it as a business and you're doing the right things time after time. We are definitely having the final of this event on the 27th of April. We have shifted dates a few times, but this time We're giving it whatever it takes, and that's why we're calling on organizations, individuals that want Nigerian youths to prove themselves to also come along and support us. So come 27th of this month, you're going to be having more than 20 participants slugging it out to win our coveted prizes. We're hoping that we'll get more prizes, and so at least we have a complete package. Yes, venue is certainly going to be in Lagos. We are in talks with two organizations. I don't want to mention their name so that it won't be like I'm putting them in a box. But we have two organizations, the ones that have hosted us in the past, and then another new organization that we are talking to. But for venue, it's in Lagos and it's going to be on the mainland. Okay, so at the moment we're looking at having a showcase during the event. Talks are in that because we're looking at we buy shoes and we buy them for a whole lot of money. If you're buying Italian shoes now, you're not spending less than maybe 150,000 naira if you're buying good quality. And even if you're buying from China, you're not spending less than 50,000 naira now. So why can't we put this money to support our own? So in the coming maybe months, we're going to be looking at how we can fix shoe manufacture into 90 minutes. It may not be your high heels or out of this world kind of designs, but basic designs that people can feel comfortable in and appear at any occasion and feel good. We've seen a lot. It's just that we are not sure of how much time it takes them to deliver it, but we're working on it. Yes, for 2024, that's part of the expansion plan that we have. That yes, while we're encouraging people that are just getting into the trade, we're also encouraging existing businesses to come. So it becomes like a bazaar of sorts where people can come in and shop bespoke materials that they can use easily. So yes, we're going to be having exhibitions within the premises of the competition. There's something called aspiration. The average person who has gone to a tailoring school, emphatically, there are things that you learn in fashion design academy that you will not learn in a tailoring class. You understand? And maybe that's the differentiating factor. But because this is an aspirational brand, that's AFL 90 minutes challenge is actually aspirational. We don't want to do that segregation. We want it's an all-comers affair. People who know how to sew, they can come. That's why we are not introducing the part of actually having your sketches yet. But a fashion designer who has all those skills has a better advantage. Let's put it at that. If they are really hardworking, and so you would want to come in because you've gone to school, but you don't even have all of the things that you need to perpetrate your trade. And so this is giving you that opportunity. We are saying we are giving an industrial sewing machine. You'll be shocked that somebody wants to actually give an entire production unit. You understand? And that's on the side. There are people who are going to go on to get employment in global organizations. So it's a talent hunt project and it's an opportunity for everybody who knows what they are doing in the fashion designing space.
And let me add that for a tailor to participate in the space, it will help expose the ability of the tailor to the fashion designers to incorporate him because there is no fashion house without a tailor.
Exactly. Thank you for that. The program, well, it's been designed to run annually. You understand? But for a few reasons, taking it from the business perspective, it hasn't been consistently run. But going forward, we will ensure that the yearly event takes place, whatever the situation is. But in time, we're going to also have mini versions where we'll, rather than just pulling everybody together based on pictures alone, We are going to actually go on the street and get them to practicalize before they get in. So it won't be just send your picture. The reason why we are requesting for pictures at this stage is because of the logistics involved. And, we just want to keep the flame burning rather than, okay, sometimes you plan a project and it takes you, it's like if we really go down to when the idea of this has been running, we've spoken to different organizations across the world. We've seen some of the organizations come to Nigeria. We've seen some of them pack up, but somehow we've not been able to secure their support. And so that's why, but the objective and the plan for us is to be able to run, probably if we can't do a monthly basis, we will start with a quarterly basis. And so in a year, we will have 5 key events where people would come and showcase their abilities. Yes, it's been a wonderful time. We want to say a big thank you to the organizations that have been here. We also want to say a big thank you to King's Cafe, I know Street, Ojoju, Lagos, for giving us the opportunity to use this place. Yes, it's an exciting place. Just that, yes, you may not see so much activities because we beg them to hold it still for us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Street Style interview, for at least giving us this opportunity to also talk to the camera.